Well, after decades of industrial pollution, the return of predators like bald eagles and even river otters shows that the Monongahela River Valley continues to recover. But the local chapter of Waterkeeper, an environmental advocacy group, wants you to know about recent oil sheening events on the Monongahela. They took us out on the river to show us where it's happening. The State Department of Environmental Protection traces the oil back to a U.S. Steel facility, and I asked the company CEO about it. August 12th, 2023. October 17th, 2023. October 19th, 2023. Monongahela River oil sheens, all reported to DEP and to Three Rivers Waterkeeper.
What I've seen out of U.S. Steel's outfall is really striking. We would be running through the water like this and see the water parted behind the boat in a purple, like iridescent, bright, multicolored sheen on both sides.
Waterkeeper Captain Evan Clark says the sheens come from U.S. Steel's Irvin Works hot roll strip mill. The company gets permits to release water used in the steelmaking process into the river through these outfalls. The state DEP spokesperson says the agency investigated the sheening and tracked some of the events to the plant. In June 2023, DEP issued U.S. Steel a notice of violation. September 2023, another one. DEP says another sheen reported in October 2023 resulted in DEP asking U.S. Steel for improved monitoring, absorbent booms, and remediation of the problem. Then, a month ago, despite corrective action on U.S. Steel's part, DEP reports another sheening associated with Outfall 3. DEP says it is investigating this latest incident. Three Rivers Waterkeeper says it may have something to do with this, a gap between those rubber containment devices anchored to the riverbed. You can see that they don't meet the shore. That space allows oil to flow through the containment and on down the Mon. Captain Clark believes the white absorbent booms you see where the water rushes out are designed for emergencies, not daily flow of water from the steel mill. A statement from a U.S. Steel spokesperson says the company monitors and samples this outflow water regularly and that conditions are dictated by multiple factors and industries. We also actively engage employees and invest in third parties who conduct regular monitoring to detect the presence of any unwanted material. We consistently assess the latest technologies for improvement in our monitoring processes.
Great. Good. I wish it was a little more effective.
It's not working.
Clearly, when I get calls from people who can't go out on the river, or can't let their kids swim, can't let their kids tube, when I watch people fishing through oil and duck hunting on oiled water, it means that it's that what they're doing isn't enough.
There's another one. You can see it's kind of iridescent there. I showed photos of the Mon River oil sheens to U.S. Steel CEO David Burritt. The DEP and some Waterkeeper advocates are saying whatever you're doing at these outfalls isn't working and it isn't enough. So my question is, moving forward, what do you do to make sure that the rivers are even cleaner, the soil's even cleaner, the air is even cleaner?
Well, I think it's very clear the standards continue to be raised. What you see now is so much different than even 10 years ago. I mean, we have bald eagles making their home right here, right?
The Three Rivers Waterkeepers want all that environmental progress to be protected.
But now we have bald eagles that are living out on the rivers, fishing out of the rivers, and successfully breeding and raising young, which means that, it's a clear indicator that they can support an ecosystem like that. There's been sightings of river otters, which were almost extirpated from the state, just down there at the mouth of the Youghiogheny.
Captain Clark's message to U.S. Steel: there's a lot of room for improvement from all industry.
I mean, there's still a lot of problems. I, in no way, shape, or form, think that, that this one facility is the, only problem we have out here. But it's a big one, it's a visible one, and it needs to stop.
Those standards have been raised, and we continue to do the very best that we can. We're not perfect. Our compliance rates approach over 99%. So there are issues that happen from time to time, and when they do, we admit it, we pay for it, we find it, we fix it.
Well, Burritt says Japanese steelmaker Nippon has more resources to address pollution from steelmaking. Another reason he believes the sale of U.S. Steel to Nippon should go through. Three Rivers Waterkeeper says it wants DEP to more strictly enforce the current rules and to not grant permits to violators. The organization believes this oil could be a threat to the 5 million people who get their drinking water from intakes downstream. DEP tells me these sheening events have not impacted drinking water.